everybody, and welcome to the Fortress Comic News, episode 254. I am one of your hosts, Chris, alongside my slightly diseased co-host, Mike.
Yeah, I'm a little under the weather. Actually, it really didn't hit me till like the end of the weekend. So as far as timing goes, I guess that's the best you could hope for. But it was bound to happen between traveling and mask mandates being lifted. I have a common cold, everybody, and yeah, it's been a while. I almost missed it. Not really, but it's not good.
What I miss is because I've had a couple of colds over the past year or so, and I miss like just being able to be like, yeah, it's just a cold, and like going on with my life, and I'd be like, is it COVID?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, is it COVID? Who knows? All it means for me is I just switched from smoking weed to using Eddies, so that's all it means in the lifestyle of Mike. I'm still here. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do drugs; they're bad, kids. Yeah, I read a lot of comics this week. I actually, I just purchased Elden Ring today. Got a little bit into that. Yeah, it's.
I was going to ask you about that.
So I would have bought it earlier, but I've been playing. We're going to talk video games, kids, for a second here. I've been playing Lost Ark quite a bit the last couple weeks, which is this Korean, for anybody that doesn't know, MMORPG Korean based game that Amazon bought and then released in the US in Europe a couple weeks ago, last week. So that's been pretty addicting. It's got like the action style RPG with like the World of Warcraft style questing. I've never really played that anymore, so like I've gotten to the late game part where it's getting kind of a chore, you know what I mean? Like you got to log in, do your daily quests, do your like dungeons to get like materials, keep farming, all that stuff. And that's where the point I was like, okay, this was fun, and it's gonna still be fun. It'll still be here. It's time to download Elden Ring and open that bad boy up. But I mean, it's been a lot of fun. Lost Ark is free to play for anybody that can play it. Check it out. It is still a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, remind me, are you exclusively PC these days?
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about getting a PS5. Maybe when they drop in price, if you could ever find one. But yeah, mostly I had Switch. I have my Switch, but yeah, mostly PC.
I feel like Switch just doesn't count in this conversation, but
yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I use my Switch for indie games. Like, I like to play indie games on handheld, but even then, the Switch doesn't run shit as good as I'd like it to. That's why I'm probably gonna get a Steam Deck eventually. I'm gonna save up for one of those.
Yeah. So my video game talk. They just announced Gen 9 Pokemon, so
I did see that. Happy for you.
And I actually, this is why I asked about the PC thing, because I don't know if they're doing it on PC or not, but they released the like next gen version of Cyberpunk finally.
Oh, okay.
And everybody, if you hear stuff in the background, it's been a long day. I haven't been home, and my cat is trying to get my attention.
Hey, I'm down here. Hello, I'm right here. Hello.
Yeah. He's currently walking on the Sonic the Hedgehog Lego box that I bought and haven't put together yet.
Nice.
And here he comes, getting closer to the mic. But anyway, so they released that, and they did a demo where you can play it for 5 hours for free.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I played it. I have the new Xbox, and I played it on there, and then Xbox had a sale, and it was half off. So I'm playing Cyberpunk now.
Nice. And yeah, I mean, a lot of those games that they released and they're like a dumpster fire are a lot better now. When they actually had the time to develop things.
I've just been hearing similar things about Elden Ring. Not quite as bad as Cyberpunk, but I've been hearing things.
And I kind of was waiting for that. So like, it's been like a few days now since it's been released. So I really didn't see anything on the subreddit that was too alarming. So I'm like, all right, now I'll download it. It should be patched up. I will say it's free. If I had to describe it, it's like free roam, a little more like Breath of the Wild than any Dark Souls game. Dark Souls 1 was a lot like that, where you could just roll into a level 50 area when you're level 2 and just get destroyed. That's kind of where I am right now. You get a horse, and it's like kind of like free range of the map. The map is interesting. The characters are interesting. George R. R. Martin definitely had a hand in the story. The story is almost a little, it's called Elden Ring, so it has a little similarities to Lord of the Rings and that lore. But yeah, it's got that like twisted, messed up demon and like dark gothic style of the Dark Souls series. So it's awesome. I'm terrible at it, but I'm really enjoying it so far. So
yeah. So I'll fully admit I'm bad at games, so I've never gotten into Dark Souls stuff. But dude, I love the art direction in those games.
It's
and
awesome.
when I was watching Elden Ring stuff, I'm like, I wish I could be good at this.
Dude, I got
it looks so nice.
I had to look up this part because I got to this boss and I was like, I was even summoning 2 people because you could summon people to help you. And even the people I was summoning, like they were dying instantly. I was dying, and I'm like, "What is going on?" I stumbled into like a level 30 area at the beginning of the game, but like I didn't even care because the design of this boss was so cool. I'm like, man, that thing is awesome. That's awesome. But just the character design is like, I can't even be mad that I'm getting the shit kicked out of me right now in this game because the character looks so cool. So
goddamn cat.
I know.
All right. I would maybe one day I'll jump in and give it a shot, but
and they made some comics that are out there that are pretty good, like Bloodborne. That series had a comic. There's a really good Kickstarter of like fans of the series that made a comic series about it. So there's a lot of cool stuff out there, art books and such. Yeah, it's definitely a cool world to get lost in.
All right, he's under the desk, everybody.
Yeah, hopefully he's
all right. So if you guys didn't get it yet, there's no guest this week. So
yeah, technical difficulties, flim flam. We'll figure it out at some point.
Yeah. But we might still have a midweek interview. I'm not sure yet, but for this, I guess no interview. Well, we'll check on.
Yeah,
it'll be fine because the next month or so, if everybody shows up, we got some cool interviews. Everybody.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about a few of them. I have Trapped on Team Planet, Wrong Earth, Trapped on Team Planet downloaded right now. I'm going to read it tonight and tweet about it after because I'm excited for that book. Yeah, review copies. What's up, everybody? We get comics early.
So, Mike, you want to talk about some news?
Yeah, let's talk about news. Let's go for it.
This is gonna be a weird episode, everybody, because I'm playing the role of Mike today.
Yeah, he's doing the role of Mike. He's gonna read it to me, and I'm like clear reaction. Like this is my pure reaction. We could edit it. We probably have edited it. You would never know, but this is my pure reaction to what he's saying.
Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, too, everybody. So starting next week, the show will no longer be a Monday release. I should bring this up.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be now. We're going to go back to where our roots, Mike, and we're going to be a Wednesday release.
Wednesday release when comics come out. It makes sense.
Yeah,
comic podcast. Yeah.
Well, all the good comics come out because DC and Tuesday. But
yeah, we don't talk about that. DC, you can't mess with sacred ground. So change that back, please.
All right, let's talk about some news now. So it looks like Sony's Spider-Verse is growing. And now in the new Kraven the Hunter movie, we're getting Chameleon, who is going to be played by none other than Fred Heitchinger.
So I forgot this Kraven the Hunter movie is coming out. Is this a Sony movie?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't even know. What Spider-Man are they going to be referring to in this movie? Does anybody know?
So
Is it going to be Miles? Is Miles going to show up?
That'd be awesome if that was what happened. But Chameleon's a decent enough character. I just don't think Kraven needs his own movie. To be fair, I don't think that Morbius needs his own movie either.
Yeah.
But Sony's going to suck that, just drain that.
They're going to suck it like the vampires they are.
On a similar note, because I don't got much to say out of this, whatever. I don't know who this Fred guy is, and Chameleon's whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty lame.
On a similar note, though, I saw on the news rags 2 things that we knew about, that somehow is like re-upped and became news again this week, and I'm not sure if I broke an embargo somewhere.
Okay. Let's hear.
But okay, well, first I'll say my prediction about Kurt Russell being Kraven's father apparently is right, because now all the rags are like, it's going to be, this is who he's going to play. It's like, yeah, I told you guys that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we knew about that. Mm-hmm.
But the thing I think I broke on was that JLA Avengers comic, the collection coming out. March 16th, we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
And comicbook.com, Newsarama, like 2 days ago, were like, we finally have a release date. And I'm like, I mean, Heroes Initiative doesn't say. I know where I got the information from, and I'm not going to say, but this, I don't know. We talked about this already.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I said something I wasn't supposed to.
That's all right. I mean, it was bound to happen. I mean, you might have gotten a few more pre-orders. I don't think comic shops are upset about it.
No, probably not.
Nobody's going to get this book anyway, so. I mean, like, why even announce it, you know?
I'm going to hunt like shit for it, and I'm still not going to get it.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. A really quick note, I did watch, because we didn't have any TV shows to talk about this week. I don't think so, right? Nothing's happening.
No.
I did watch the Ghostbusters movie. Have you seen the new one?
No. Is it out on like VOD now?
Yeah, I think I rented it on Amazon for like $5.
Okay.
Dude, watch it. It is.
I want to.
Okay, you need to watch it because, and then like you're gonna text me after you watch it because like you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll shit your pants. You won't shit your pants, hopefully, but so I will say this: they definitely grip you on the nostalgia factor. I mean, they do that in the trailer. But the new kids that they bring into the fold, because it's like the premise of the movie is the mother's. So the kid's grandfather was a Ghostbuster. I'm not going to tell you which one. You can watch the movie.
Okay.
But the kids, I mean, the movie focuses on the kids and like Paul Rudd and their mom. All the characters are great. I like the kids. There's a few there. One's called Podcast because he likes to record like everything. All I could think of was Data from the Goonies when they brought that character in, but it's not a bad thing. But everything is great. I think the cast is solid, and on top of that, you get all nostalgia. So, like, if they have a good foundation with the characters that they brought into the universe, and then you know what they do? They earn the role of Ghostbusters. So, like, you don't just come in guns blazing like the last movie they did. We won't talk about that, but this one, it was pretty awesome. I was not expecting to be as emotionally moved as I was in this movie. And if you're a Ghostbuster fan, you've already seen the movie, so I don't need to tell you anything. But definitely watch it as soon as you can. You'll love it.
Yeah, that fell in that area where I just wasn't unable to do anything. I wanted to see that movie, though.
Yep. Pleasantly surprised, though. So
cool. I got a movie to watch this week now.
There you go. Oh, Batman this week. What do you mean this week? Batman comes out.
This week. Dude, it doesn't feel like the end of February.
It does not. Yeah. I forgot it was Wednesday. Katie was like, "Oh, Batman Wednesday night," and I was like, "Holy shit! Yeah, we got tickets! Oh my god!" Yeah. I'm excited. Very excited.
I don't know. I'll figure out a day to go. I might go Thursday, but yeah.
The funny thing is, like, Katie agreed to go, and I was like, she's like, "What time is it at?" I'm like, "Oh, it starts at 7." She's like, "How long is the movie?" I was like, 3 hours. It's like 2 hours, 54-minute runtime without previews. So, yeah, it's gonna be a late night.
Yeah. Mike might be calling into work next day.
Yeah, probably. Most likely, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Your boss doesn't watch this, right?
Debatable. We'll find out.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
All right, you want to talk some comics, Mike?
Yeah, sure. Let's talk comics.
Okay. Let's start with the DC news, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to start with my excitement, what I'm most excited for, down to what I think Mike is most excited for.
Oh, this is an interesting approach. Yeah. So it's Marvel first and then DC?
in the DC world.
Okay.
Nothing in Marvel excites me right now.
Okay.
So DC announced this week that another big team up is coming.
Okay.
That's right, everybody. Arthur Curry, Aquaman, is teaming up with The Flash. and a 3-issue comic series called Aquaman and the Flash, Void Song. The series will be written by Colin Kelly and Jackson Lanzig, with art by Vasco Gorez.
Jackson Lanzig, is that the fella who did... I want to say... Oh, man.
He did King the Conqueror.
King the Conqueror.
He's doing Batman Beyond. He's doing, going to be doing Cap.
Yeah, that's the one we had on the show. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So trying to get them both on the show for the next time. But let me just say, it can be confirmed that Colin Kelly and Jackson Lanzig are writing comics solely for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Aquaman and the Flash team up. Dude, what is the Flash going to do? Run underwater? That's what I want him on the show to ask. Because how are they going to write that?
He can run in between the water molecules, so that he can still. Shit. Yeah, it's
just comic book science that.
I did, yeah.
Wow,
that's
Chris.
off the top of my head, man.
Wow, that was good shit. He runs so fast, and you know what? Diehard Flash fans will just be like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, he runs fast. That's what he does.
If Mark Waid wrote it in a book, it's like, don't question it. Okay, yeah, he can run through the ocean. No big deal.
Yeah, more Aquaman all the time.
Yeah, that's
DC,
cool.
Get your shit together.
Yeah, Marvel, Get your shit together. DC has their shit together, apparently.
Apparently, based on this next piece of news. So, DC has announced that they have their new writer for the ongoing Batman series.
And they've been finally opened one of Chris's letters at the office.
So, it has been announced that Batman, after issue 120, or starting with issue 125, will be written by Chip Zdarsky with art by Jorge Jimenez. And Chip has stated he is on for the long haul.
Awesome. Listen, I'm cool with the Zdarsky Batman. This like year one stuff he's doing is pretty good as well. I know you're a big Zdarsky fan. Maybe not.
I'm all about Zdarsky all the time.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is probably the most excited I've been for Batman since Snyder was writing it.
Damn.
I'm enjoying Williamson's run.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's like that first issue really caught my eye, and after that I think it's been good.
Tom King had some ups and downs, but as far as solid Batman writing, you can't beat the Snyder run for sure.
Yeah, the Snyder, especially like up into, because I think after year 0 he got a little too big with everything, but I still enjoy those storylines after that as well. But yeah, those are some of the seminal Batman of at least my reading, my month-to-month reading. Like, I'm not going to count Grant Morrison that I read in trade or something like that.
Yeah. And if I could ask just one thing of you, Chip, my buddy, my pal Chip, if I can call you that, Mr. Zdarsky, don't come out of the gates making a brand new character in the series. Because I feel like that's after the Snyder run, that's what like everybody's done. You saw Tom King do it with Gotham Man and Gotham Girl. You saw Tinian do it with this Ghost Maker and the little kid that killed Jokers and stuff like that. We don't need more rogues. You know what I mean? Like, or even like team up partners. He has enough Robins and Batgirls and Batwoman and stuff. Like, he has a whole Batman Incorporated. So like, let's just use the tools we got. Give us some solid Batman. I know you can do it. So that's my.
Oh, Mike, it's funny you say that because the first story arc will be 6 issues titled Failsafe, in which Zdarsky will add to the Batman mythos with a new villain.
Oh god.
I'm kind of half and half with you. Like there's definitely villains and characters. Like, I'm a big Clayface guy. I would love to see him do something with Clayface.
I think villains are better than whatever Ghostmaker is.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as it's not another, like, I don't know. He eventually becomes a the next Red Hood or something. Like, just let him be a villain.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what I'm happy about is we haven't seen Joker outside of his own series, which is fine. He can live in his own series.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen Joker in a while.
Yep.
Since, like, Tinian left.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy about that.
There used to be 3 Jokers, now there's none.
Yes. Don't ever mention 3 Jokers again.
Sorry, I had to do it. First there were 3, now there are none. It's amazing to me that, like, you could have such a popular character to have 3 of the same one, and then after the series, have none of them. That's how bad it was. Sorry, I had to do that.
There's a Greedo behind me.
Yeah, he's keeping
staring me down.
Mm-hmm.
The audio listeners are missing out. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited for that. That's honestly gonna be awesome.
And I mean, obviously, Chip has a lot of work under his belt, kind of like Scott did when he came into Batman. I think it's. I
also think it's interesting that it seems like Bruce is going to be Batman for this.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a new Aquaman book coming out, so the whole Death of the Justice League thing, like,
who does it really affect?
Yeah. Maybe it's the Death of Justice League International. Maybe that's what's going on.
Yeah, we forgot to add that part. It's Justice League Earth 23 or something like that. That's what they didn't tell us.
So I know you all are sitting there going, that's got to be the thing that Mike was most looking forward to of the list. But I got 2 more DC news.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's hear it.
So DC has also announced a new Elseworlds title. I call it Elseworlds because it's Elseworlds DC. Just call it Elseworlds. But they call it a Black Label book. Yep. And this is titled Justice League Mech Zero.
Yes.
In which the Justice League is going to get their own mechs.
Yep.
In a Gundam-style universe. This will be written by Kenny Porter with art by Baldemar Riveras.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's funny to see the ping pong go back and forth between Marvel and DC because Jim Zub literally just got done doing that a few months ago at Marvel. But hell yeah, giant robot suits plus superheroes. I mean, come on. This is I mean, I am a child, but I would say my child self is screaming about this. Yeah,
I mean, Avengers Tech-On was cool, and then it was Avengers Mech Strike before that. Those are cool. I'm down for this too. I'm really confused on why Superman needs a mech suit, but I was also confused on why Hulk needs a mech suit, and it worked. So
nobody asks these questions, Chris. Just enjoy. These are questions that don't need to be asked.
Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. Miniseries. I'm enjoying. I think what DC's doing best right now are these like Elseworlds books, and so I'm down for more.
I think Black Label was such a great idea from them because they can try things that are a little. So if that's a Black Label, that means Avengers or Justice League and mech suits in large magazine format.
Possibly, yeah.
Oh shit! I might have to.
There has been a couple of Black Label books that aren't in magazine size.
Okay.
So
true. We'll see.
Now everybody's saying, how can we do better than Justice League and mech suits?
Surely Mike has nothing left to get excited about.
Don't you worry. I got one more for y'all.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Another DC Black Label book, limited series coming this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Batman Fortress, named after this podcast.
Yep.
This series will be written by none other than Gary Whitta, with art by the great and powerful Derek Robertson.
Yes. Let's go.
When an unknown alien ship enters Earth's atmosphere, disrupting global power and communication and plunging the planet into chaos, the world is left wondering, where is Superman when he is needed most? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, let's go. It's Batman versus Aliens with Derek Robertson on the art. Let's go. What more could you want? So we got to get him back on the show to talk to us about Aliens for 3 hours.
Oh, we do, yeah.
And we know...
I have the standing deal with him as long as I keep calling him the great and powerful Derek Robertson. He's down.
He's down to come back. And, I mean, only him. I mean, he's such a huge Star Wars fan that, like, he Of course, you have Batman with aliens, so you can just incorporate some crazy sci-fi shit. Hopefully.
Yeah, dude, and Gary Whitta, like,
oh yeah, Gary's great writer.
Gary's just great writer. I'm so down. I think so we've done 4 DC announcements, and I will definitely be getting all 4 of those books.
Me too.
We're gonna do 3 Marvel announcements, and I can guarantee I will be getting 0 of those books.
Oh wow, this is crazy. This has been a crazy start to 2022.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I give DC crap for some of their in-continuity stuff, because some of their in-continuity stuff's been meh.
Yeah.
But dude, their Black Label stuff or their Elseworld stuff has just been so good.
There's something to be said about me dropping a book with a main Justice League book that Bendis is writing to pick up a Justice League and mech suit. That's the state I'm in right now. I don't give a shit about continuity. I want to see Batman in a mech suit. Although Snyder did give that to us in his run of Batman, so
he did. And then Dan Jurgens brought it back in Batman Beyond.
Yep.
But you didn't know that, did you?
No, I did not. I need to read Batman Beyond. I need to like catch up on all because I love Batman Beyond. I need to just power through it all.
There's a sequence where I believe Bruce. Yeah, so Bruce is talking about the lineage of the Beyond suit, and then he has to like help Terry out and blah blah blah. And he goes, and I got just the perfect suit, and then it's bam, the suit that Jim Gordon wore.
Nice.
And that was considered the first like Beyond suit, the first kind of mechanized.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
That Dan Jurgens good.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for some Marvel talk?
Yeah, let's hear this bullshit.
Okay, so in case you all weren't sick of it, this year marks the 60th anniversary of Ant-Man.
Oh, another one. Here we go.
And with that comes an all-new Ant-Man limited series from writer Al Ewing and artist Tom Riley. This limited series will feature all 3 of the previous Ant-Man and give us the future Ant-Man, the new Ant-Man, the Ant-Man of tomorrow.
I love Al Ewing. Summer. Love Al Ewing. You won't see me there for Ant-Man.
I'm going to wait to see what people say about it, because the Irredeemable Ant-Man's in it. And have you ever read the Irredeemable Ant-Man?
No.
Okay. Highly recommend it. It's probably Kirkman's best work at Marvel.
Okay.
This is the book that kind of put Kirkman on the map, and this is what he did prior to Walking Dead or Invincible. And then I think right after that's when he started Walking Dead.
Okay.
Really good stuff. Other than that, I can give a shit about Ant-Man. Yeah. I don't know. It's cool to see them do something with it. I mean, they're bringing back Scott. They're bringing back all the other... what is it? It's Hank, Scott, Eddie, and then the unknown future Ant-Man. Which the unknown future Ant-Man like just looks like if the Batman Beyond team was going to make an Ant-Man. It's just all black with like red linings.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for you, Marvel. I hope the Ant-Man fans out there are excited.
Yeah,
I'll wait to see what you all have to say.
I'm sure somebody is.
If I hear this is the next Dark Knight Returns, but with Ant-Man, I'll pick it up. All right. Our next favorite topic. Marvel is teaming up with Epic Games for you guessed it, Fortnite crossover comic series.
Oh boy, yes.
The series will be titled Marvel X Fortnite: Zero War, which will follow up on the Marvel and Epic previous Nexus War collaboration. This will be written by Christos Gage and Epic Games Chief Creative Officer Donald Muster, with art by Sergio Davila and covers by Leanne Francis Yu. Same creative team as the DC Fortnite crossover.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, people are probably excited about it. If this gets kids reading comics, you can't be mad. Not my thing, but
it's gonna sell like crazy because they all come with costumes for Fortnite.
Oh,
that's what sold the Batman one.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I would have bought the Batman.
Oh yeah, each issue of the Batman one came with a costume in Fortnite. So that's why they were so crazy. And you would go online and see them skyrocket in price because a lot of shops didn't order it because they probably didn't know. Like they didn't know
right.
that it was that big of a deal. I don't think it's going to happen with this one. I think there's going to be plenty of copies out there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure people are ready this time.
But I'm with you. If it gets kids reading comics. Here's the thing I would do, though, if I was DC and Marvel, because I think it'd be funny, and I like to fuck with people.
Mm-hmm.
Is now Christos Gage has now written the DC Fortnite crossover, and he's written the Marvel Fortnite crossover.
Correct.
So now you do the Marvel versus DC versus Fortnite crossover.
Oh my god!
And bring the two together.
Justice League, JLA versus Avengers versus Fortnite. Why not?
Just so all the fanboys will go rage.
Yeah.
But that's just the kind of guy I am, Mike.
I don't know. I mean, if it's in Fortnite, they should be able to do it. Fortnite is crazy because you could. I've never seen a game before where you could have like a Naruto skin running around with a John Wick skin and Batman all in one game shooting each other with an M16.
I still think my favorite Fortnite story was, you remember when they did the NFL crossover? And you get your favorite NFL team?
Yeah.
And for the Patriots, they did so all of the uniforms were number 88. So when you did the Patriots thing, it was right after the Aaron Hernandez thing.
Uh-huh.
And it was very awkward to have all these Patriots jerseys with two guns in their hands running around shooting people.
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little poor taste, I would say.
Yeah, somebody just didn't think that one through.
Yeah.
Of course, they didn't think the internet would think it through either.
No. They were like, they're too stupid to put two together.
All right, final. Marvel's announced the next Star Wars comic coming this summer from writer Rodney Barnes and artist George Genti.
Okay.
It is titled The Mandalorian. Star Wars, The Mandalorian. Now, while you might be excited at first, this is an 8-issue series that will retell the entire first season of The Mandalorian.
Wait, it's
show.
It's not. They're redoing it?
They do this all the time. So I buy every Star Wars book.
Right.
Except for these ones. Because you can buy Star Wars A New Hope, Star Wars, blah, 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 blah. They've done all of them in comic form. They've never done a TV show, though. So this would be the first time. But it still doesn't surprise me at the same time.
Yeah. What the hell?
I wish it was something new.
I know. Like, why would you not just take the Mandalorian and make a new book with him? Like, I feel like this is... I mean, if they really get that many people to buy it just for the collectors, like, they know people will get it. I don't know.
I think you'll get Star Wars completionists on it, and I think you'll also get some people who are just like, a Mandalorian comic, and then read it and be like, this was episode 1 of the show. What is this? So I think it'll trick some people, but yeah, I don't understand it either. It's just like they did that back in the day with Indiana Jones, and it got me back then, because I bought it, and I'm like, what's this? And it was just a retelling of Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull bullshit.
I remember that.
Like,
I rember you were so upset about it, too.
Yeah.
You're like, this is the same thing. This is the same shitty movie. Yeah. I think I don't know. That's just weird. And it's cheaper. Can I say that it's cheaper to buy a month of Disney Plus and just binge 2 seasons of The Mandalorian than buying a few issues?
And no offense to these creators, but probably better.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't want to be mean, but probably.
Yep. Sad days. I was like, how is Chris putting a Star Wars thing at the bottom there? But now I understand.
Yeah. So there we go with the news, Mike.
Yeah, fantastic.
What do you say?
Yeah,
I know you're sick, but did you read some comics this week?
Oh yeah, I read quite a few comics there, Chris. Thanks for asking. There's some stuff I could probably skim over. Like, so I'm catching up on last episode. I was talking about how much how easy it is to get not Aftershock. Oh my god, I always drop the ball here.
Alterna,
the other A one. Alterna's website for ordering comics, and then they digitally send them right to your email. way better than Comixology. Comixology, I really hope they go back because, man, I hate the new setup.
They issued a statement where they're looking into things. They lost a ton of money.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
For once, thank you everybody out there. I was not one of them because it didn't. I really didn't think it was like as egregious as everybody thought it was. But that aside, for once, everybody actually put their money where their mouth was and stopped buying on Comixology.
Yep.
Usually people complain, but they still put their money in the system, which really just irritates me.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure.
But this time they did it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so anyways, caught up on Blood Realm. It's really heavy lore, fantasy, gothic, horror. It feels like the story feels like a D&D campaign, like that heavy lore, but it's awesome. And the art is like, black, white, and red, so it's just really, really a lot of stuff, a lot of different things highlighted here and there. And I mean, it's $1 an issue digitally, so check it out. Task Force Z number 7. Or no, I'm sorry, Task Force Z number 5. This is Rosenberg and Eddie Burrows on art. This issue is kind of like all over the place. I think all hell breaks loose with all the teams. Red Hood's trying to fight, trying to stop everybody, and then Two-Face shows up with his new and improved Bane and Mr. Freeze. They look like they're super zombified now. I think that's pretty much what happens in that issue. Did you read it?
Pretty much. It was a weird issue. I mean, Waller got involved.
Yeah.
A weird Suicide Squad. Oh, that's right. Suicide Squad showed up with one of my favorite villains, KG Beast.
Yeah, that's right. KG Beast shows up. Yeah, and he captures the zombie Deathstroke and the zombie zombie Deadshot, and the zombie Deadshot sacrifices himself to save Red Hood. It was just weird.
Yeah, one more issue, but yeah, that was kind of an offset.
Yep. Blue and Gold number 6. This is Dan Jurgens, Ryan Sook on the art. Amazing cover. I don't know if you saw that cover, but it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's like them battling on the planet that they're trapped on. So Booster Gold and Blue Beetle are pit against each other on the planet they're trapped on. Booster Gold gets brainwashed and forced to hate Blue Beetle, and he gets his shirt ripped off, and he either has a star tattooed on his chest or painted on his chest, but either way it's hilarious. Rip Hunter goes back in time. So the aliens say that they've claimed to our planet Earth because they went back and placed a marker there, like a flag back in the caveman era. So Rip Hunter just goes back in time and removes the marker and fools them to make them think they never placed it to begin with. So then they have to let Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, they have to let them go. It ends with the new Blue Beetle, not Ted Cord, the other one. He's checking his suit, the one that's it's like an actual Blue Beetle, alien technology. He's checking his suit, and it looks like his suit's attacking him or killing him. And then the next story arc is called Last Day of the Beatles. So we're getting another story arc with Dan Jurgens doing Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. So I'm pretty excited about that. This story arc was a lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff. I really love this series. Deathstroke Incorporated number 6, Josh Williamson, Pantalena on the art. Awesome cover. They did the cover just like King Conan style with Deathstroke sitting on the throne with a sword and a beard. Pretty awesome. Yeah, it was a pretty cool callback. Basically, Black Canary was working with him. She gets away, goes to the Justice League for help because he's running the secret society now. And then at the end of the issue, Deathstroke's kids show up and they're like, what the hell is he doing? Let's go talk some sense into him. So there's probably going to be a fight with the kids and Deathstroke. Let's see. Berserker 7. Keanu Reeves, Matt Kent, and Gon Garner on the art. Basically, the Berserker main character finds out this doctor he's working with is actually an archaeologist that formed an agreement with the U.S. government he's working with, that he has an interest in Berserker, where he came from. And what he kind of explains is like wherever Berserker is gone, he's taught each society, all these different tribes and colonies, different things to kind of progress them. And he says that he's like kept the human race alive over the years, even though he does all this killing. Like he still like makes friendships and bonds with all these other tribes and learns things from them and teaches things to them, keeps them going. So they're still trying to get him to remember everything he knows. So they put him in this. They need to shock his system. So what they do is they like put him in this like steel box a mile under the ground, and I think they're actually shocking him to like something he can't get out of, and he can't die. So they're just like putting him in this situation he can't get out of until he remembers. So it's kind of a messed up situation. I'm sure his mind won't go any crazier than it is now. Shang-Chi, I'm just going through the ones that you probably haven't read. Shang-Chi number 9, Jilin Yang, Marcus Toe on the art. This starts a new story arc. Shang's grandfather captures his mother. She's in Ta Lo. The grandfather needs someone from the family to complete his magic, like their dead body. So he's looking for the daughter now because Shang-Chi fought him off. He also let loose these like demon dogs that are running around the world, and they go to free. We know that Deadly Saber is locked up, and they're going to free him out of jail. So he's going to, I'm sure, send him after Shang-Chi. I love the series. Gene Luen Yang's killing it. We Ride Titans number 2. Scout Comics? Vault Comics, sorry. Tres Dean, Sebastian Perez. This is a great kaiju mech book. The sister comes home to take over for the brother who can't fight in the Titan anymore. Her and her dad are training together and not getting along. And then, lo and behold, another Titan shows up, but it's unresponsive. It looks like it's almost like piloting itself, and she has to fight it. So it's pretty interesting. The story took a pretty interesting turn. Dark Ages number 5, Tom Taylor, Ivan Coelho on the art. You read this?
I did.
Pretty cool where they go down into like the core where Doctor Strange set off the EMP. They like go back there and like his skeleton's there. I really don't like how they focus on Deadpool so much in this issue. I'm sure you didn't either.
Yep.
I was reading this issue like, man, Chris is going to be pissed. That's the only downside to it, I think. You've taken a book so seriously and had fun with it, and you didn't need Deadpool involved, I think.
The only part about it that I liked was when people all around him were like, can you like stop being so you?
Yeah, I do agree there.
And I was just thinking the whole time, like, yeah, can we stop with Deadpool?
Yeah. And I was thinking about you too. I'm like, yeah, Chris probably feels the same way right now. I do like the Venom Carnage symbiote showing up and that it was like controlling Miles. That was pretty cool.
So I predicted that too, but I was wrong on my reasoning for it. I thought it was Miles with the Venom symbiote because he had kind of the red going through him and it kind of looked like Miles.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't put together that it was. Well, last issue they revealed that it was Venom and Carnage. Right. And I was like, well, maybe it's not Miles. And then it ended up being both.
Yeah.
That was a cool little thing, yeah.
Yeah. And then he says he knows Apocalypse is going down in the world and tells the heroes. So it's still a fun series.
Yeah.
DC versus Vampires issue 5. Oh, shit, this issue is awesome. This is James Tynion, Rosenberg on the art. It's basically a Batman Green Arrow fighting the Justice League in the Batcave. Half the Justice League are vampires, but don't know the other Justice League members are vampires. They're trying to like frame Batman. Superman grabs him, and I would love to see this in live action where he bites his tooth and releases a kryptonite gas. I thought that was so genius. So Batman pretty much takes on all the Justice League, and we always talked about this. Wonder Woman doesn't have a weakness. He says that her only weakness is her friends, and now that she's been taken over by a vampire, nobody can really defeat her, so they have to run away from Wonder Woman in this issue, and I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. This continues to be like my favorite book.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked it up because it was so good.
Yeah.
Superman is left with Green Lantern and Wonder Woman after they blow up the Batcave, so I'm sure... I don't know if they can turn him into a vampire. He can't bite his skin, right? So maybe Wonder Woman can.
Kryptonite tooth?
Yeah, kryptonite teeth, maybe. Yeah, we'll find out. It's such a great series, though. Everybody should check that out. Let's see. My last one, Saga 56. Did you read it? Nice. Cool stuff. Yeah, so this last page, oh boy. Fiona Staples, Brian K. Vaughan. Somebody's pissed about the state of the world right now. The pirates they find in the last issue are seemingly nice, and they get along. But the one thing is they want the mom to strip down, make sure she doesn't have wings because they still don't trust each other, and she won't do that. So the end of the book ends up being the main pirate talking about like raping her kids in front of her and then murdering them, and then at the end he says, "Oh, I'm sorry, was I supposed to have a trigger warning?" Which clearly that's not a jab at the main character of the book. That's a jab at the world reading the book.
I feel like the past two issues have taken jabs on both sides of this issue at the world, and I think it's, I don't know, this is me interpreting it, so, but it seems to me like Vaughn's kind of being like, you're all acting like fucking babies.
Yeah.
Because he even makes a comment in the last issue about like, oh, we just got to trick the woke moms to get to the dads or something like that. And I'm just like, oh, he just took a jab at them.
Right. But either way, like, do we need this? Do we need this stuff in our Saga book? I mean, it's still great. Like, he could have ended it without that. You know what I mean? Without that extra page. It was almost like they added it to be like, aha. I think it probably would have had more of a holy shit moment if they didn't have that page. You know what I mean? Like, just
I think Saga's always talked about these issues in its way.
Yeah, right.
I think the last those two moments that we're discussing, the woke moms moment and the trigger warning moment, I don't know. I want to go back and reread the first half of Saga.
Yeah.
But if they feel more blunt than I remember him being in the first half of Saga.
Right.
Because there was definitely, like, he's talking about racial tension and, you know, mixed race families and all that. Like, all that shit's in the first part. Like, he's talking about some heavy shit in the first part, too.
Right.
But I do agree with you. Like, I kind of liked it. I thought it was funny. But
yeah. Oh, yeah. It was funny for sure.
But yeah, it does feel a little more blunt than he's been in the past.
Yeah, a little more on the nose. And I think also, I mean, dude, it's been like, what? I don't know, 8 years since Saga started or something. Like, Brian K. Vaughan he's turned into an old grumpy man, so his writing style might be a little different. Maybe he's just sick of the world now.
I think a lot of people are getting sick of the world right now. Yeah, and it's only been 3 years since the hiatus, but it feels like when this book went on hiatus, we didn't have COVID.
Right.
Like I don't know. When I think about that, I'm like, that doesn't seem real.
Yeah, but also, I mean, it's been ongoing. I mean, it started in what? It had to be like 2012, 13, I think. I'll look that up.
13 or 14, yeah. Because I was out of college. I think you were still in college. But yeah, it's
2012. Yep, March 2012.
2012.
Yeah.
So I was still in college when this book was coming out. Or no, I graduated 2011. So yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Crazy. It's still good. I still really enjoy it though. I do think I'm not as excited for Saga as I once was.
Yeah.
And that's like it going from 100% top of my list to maybe like a 90.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, still really good, but it's definitely lost something. And
yeah, no, I agree, and that's all I had this week.
Okay, so I'll breeze through a few. We got Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 35, really good issue. It's tying into whatever's going on with the main Spider-Man book because it's got the whole Beyond Corporation thing going on. But it's dealing with what happened in the first part of the Miles Morales book, which was him getting kidnapped and then cloned. So we're still kind of dealing with all that.
Okay.
Still really enjoying that. Aquaman Green Arrow number 5. So I was like a few issues behind, so I caught up on it. But basically where we're at is Aquaman and Green Arrow were able to escape from the bad guy's base and go back to Earth. And when they get to Earth, they realize that much like in real life, the whole world is full of lizard people. And they
pretty much
jump out. And so the villain comes and saves them and is like, I fucked up. We were trying to do something in the timeline and I screwed everything up. I need your help. And at the end of this issue, we get both Arthur and Ollie back in their original form. So now Ollie is Green Arrow and Arthur is Aquaman.
Okay.
Still a fun book. I don't know if I would recommend it to a whole lot of people, but I'm still enjoying it.
Good.
Did we talk about Task Force? Devil's Reign, Villains for Hire. It was a good issue. It's all about U.S. agent kind of taking over the team, and he's definitely got a different motive. Like, so he's working for the FBI in some way to spy on Wilson. So, like, talk about trying to reveal the real world in comics. And he fails in this because he tells the FBI, like, I'm going to be fighting with I'm going to be working with Electro, and she can, like, shoot lightning out of her hand. So your whole wire you're going to put on me is going to fry. And he was correct. But then there's somebody taking over this whole rally that Wilson's giving and starts to infect people.
Okay.
And it causes kind of a riot. So that's where we leave it off. Wonder Woman Evolution #4. Another book I caught up on this week. This is the Stephanie Phillips Wonder Woman book.
Uh-huh.
And it's giving me Blue Flame vibes, which is a good thing because Blue Flame's really good. But it's Wonder Woman finds this entity that's trying to put her on trial to basically make the case for humanity, which is exactly what Blue Flame is about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But they do it in a little bit of a different way where it's not an exact trial, and she has to go through and basically relive some of her moments of her life that are part of man's or humans' worst moments. So, like, they go back to World War II.
Uh-huh.
She goes back to a moment where she killed her friend, all this stuff.
Okay.
And I like kind of the introspective of Wonder Woman dealing with who she is and, like, her place in the world.
Uh-huh.
I think Stephanie's doing a really good job of that.
Cool.
Supermassive #1. You didn't read this, did you?
No, I should have. I forgot it came out.
So I didn't realize this was a tie-in with Radiant Black.
Oh.
And then I found out and picked it up.
Okay.
So first, I read Radiant Black #12, and yeah, the Twitch streaming thing was a little cringy. Mostly because I don't want to hear about how bad your life is if your job is Twitch streaming. But that aside, I liked where the book ended. And then this issue basically picks up where issue 11 ends. And we've got this character, Infernal Girl Red, who is a superhero from a different universe that ends up in our universe. And she brought with her some big bad.
Okay.
And basically, at the end of the day, this is a superhero team-up. And it's setting up Rogue Sun, who's going to be a new hero, who's getting a new book next week in the Radiant Black universe. And then Infernal Girl Red is going to be her own book, but in her own universe. And it's basically just a superhero crossover. She comes from another dimension, someone comes with her, they fight it, blah, 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 it's over. I wouldn't say it's like the greatest book ever. I see a lot of people like really hyping this book out.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot of superhero crossovers I've read in my life. But it was fun. And it did its job because I really want to check out this Rogue Sun book because I love the character design and I just like his kind of aesthetic. He's almost a Batman-esque, but with powers.
Okay.
Because he's very, like, standoffish to everybody and I'm not going to be a part of your team.
Yeah, Rogue Sun #1 comes out this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
cool.
I'll probably be checking that book out too. If you're really enjoying Radiant Black, it's more Radiant Black. I mean,
yeah.
So, and then the last book I had was Aqua Men.
Nice.
#1.
Nice.
I did really enjoy it, but it did have a lot of Aquaman-y tropes. Mostly Orm comes and with a army and starts to invade the surface world because that's what Orm does in Aquaman.
Yep.
But he does it with these like army of like weird piranha human things, and that's when Jackson and Arthur have to go and fight him alongside this giant like serpent god thing.
Hell yeah.
And there's a lot of like geopolitical shit going on. It's very grand and a big story. And we also get kind of the backdrop of Black Manta from his series and how he's trying to do something, like he's trying to be on the good side. So the issue ends with Jackson finds Black Manta and is like, I'm going to go beat him up. And then goes after him. And that's when Arthur steps in and goes, I know you're hurt. I know that your father has wronged you, but he's on our side this time. And that's like kind of the last splash page is just like them staying together with Arthur in the middle and like Jackson being like, "Oh no, you don't."
That's awesome.
Really good. I enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it.
Cool.
But
awesome.
Like that's all the comics I read this week. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Fortress Ricker on Twitter. Where can they find you and or the show?
Well, you can find me at Fortress Chris on Twitter, and you can find the show at FortressComics _ on Twitter. Also at FortressComicNews.com. Remember, everybody, to give us the 5-star review on the podcatcher of your choice. To like, subscribe, share, comment down below on the YouTubes. And if you want to go the extra mile, we've got the affiliate links in the show notes down below, and also Patreon at patreon.com/FortressComics. Greedo would like you to do so.
Oh, hey, Greedo.
So I want to thank everybody so much for listening this week, and I will see you all here next week.